webCRM basic education video, we are going to talk about box data in the webCRM system. Box data is a feature that allows you to use an entity and then combine different data boxed, if you could say that, from around the system into this specific entity. That in itself can sound very complex and confusing, and this is why I'm in this video going to show you 3 different scenarios that you can use box data and how you can use box data to handle your data basically. When at the front page of the system, box data is enabled up in the configuration menu, but first I'm going to tell you about the first scenario. Box data in this first scenario is used in meetings. When you create a meeting on a customer card, we hear a lot our customers say we want to be able to combine external companies to this specific meeting with this one customer. How do we actually connect other customers to the same meeting as we booked with this one customer? You do that with the box data. So in this scenario, we go to configuration, we go to custom fields under meetings. In the meeting area, you go to the box data menu and click it. And then now, as you can see here, you choose to enable the box data. You give it a common box title. I've called it other participants. Then you can choose if you want a headline per box. I'm going to show you what that's all about once we get into the meeting area afterwards. And also a memo box per box, if you could say that. Then you can choose if the current organization that you're on creating the meeting should be the default choosable organization when connecting external companies, which we're not going to do in this scenario because that wouldn't make sense in this particular setup. Then we need to choose what we want to box data from. And in this situation, we want to box data from an example organizations, so a whole organization can participate in that as a third party to that specific meeting we are on to book. And then as well, if we want to link to data, that basically means, and I'm going to show you once we get in there, but that basically means that you can click an icon and then get a pop-up on the specific customer card from the third party. Over in the labels boxes here, you can choose 2 different labels set up with a drop-down list of choosable values beneath. So in this situation, I've only chosen to make one called role, and then in the values, I've called it organizer and sponsor. And the next one, I've actually chosen to include persons as well, because I also want the ability to put one person in as third-party participant in that meeting. And again, by the way, you can decide up here if you want to limit it down to only customers, consultants, and whatever you have in your customer types in the drop-down list. As well as in persons, you can choose to have not resigned, only resigned, and so on. In the person area, I've chosen the role as a participant and decision maker, as you can see here. I could also box data from activities, meetings, opportunities, deliveries, products, support cases, and even documents. But we're gonna come back to that a bit later on. So once you're done, click Save and click on the front page and go through the login procedure again. So now we're gonna create a meeting. As you can see down here, I have some meetings with FamLab. And in that particular meeting, the 12th of February at noon, I have a meeting where I want to include other participants to my meeting, and this is where the box data now is available from once we set it up, or actually once we set it up in the custom fields on the meetings. So what I'm able to do now, I'm able to add participants, attendees from my own organization. I'm able to choose the contact person, but then I'm also able now to include persons from third-party companies, which, assuming they are created in the system, of course, which is done here. Right, so first of all, we need to choose if this one is completed or ongoing. We're going to choose the headline, if you want a headline, and the description, if you want a description. We already had one called other participants, so in this situation, it might not be necessary to put in a headline or description, possibly. So search data from, find the organization or the name of the person that you want to find. Let's just look after some company with H, and then we're going to take Smith and Company, this one. or Smith & Co. Right. And in Smith & Co, we're going to choose Mr. Smith as the participant. Could also just choose the whole company, as I showed you, as you can see here, by clicking this, and then choose if they're supposed to be the organizer or sponsor, perhaps, to that third-party meeting. But if it's only Mr. Smith that's attending the meeting from this company, I'll only click, put a check in this checkbox here, and define his role in the drop-down list based upon the values that I put in the box data in the configuration. When I'm done, I click Save, and then I can select another one, or I can edit the first one and then remove him again if I for some reason don't want him anymore. Going back to the meeting, now you can see that Mr. Smith from Smith & Co, that's a hard word, is actually participating in the meeting now. I could actually add one more. We could add of a company within, could add goingon.com, and we're going to take them all, not only the person, but the whole company are sponsors to this particular meeting, and clicking Save again. So back at the meeting screen, you'll actually see now that both participants is connected to the meeting, and when clicking this magnifying glass here, it opens up a small box, and this is why the name is Box Data, with the possibility to navigate to either goingon.com or the person under Smith & Co. So in this situation, we'll be going to the whole company goingon.com. And behind this pop-up, then you can see the whole company. And when clicking on the little box data icon up here, box data, a new box will open, and now I can see all the different things that goingon.com is connected to in regarding to box data. So right here we could have a long list of different meetings they participated in with different companies, or other things, other box data activities or entities around the system. So that was a bit about having a third-party participant using box data to handle and manage that. The next situation could be a recruitment situation where you use opportunities to handle your offers to your clients regarding your recruitment of, an example, IT consultants and so on. In that situation, you would normally go in and connect your candidates in the system. I've created John Smith here, and as you can see here, he's a candidate in my webCRM system. I've just given him the customer type candidate. And then I have some customers. Let's take goingon.com again. Here we go. Now on goingon.com, they've called us our recruitment service, and they want to have a candidate or some different candidates up for evaluation to the next job position they have available. So we got the job, and now we need to find out what to do. First of all, we need to create the opportunity, of course, the opportunity to set up the right candidate, and also the opportunity with the amount or the revenue that we're gonna hopefully win once we find the right candidate to do so. Just give it an estimated order date. And now down in the bottom, once I click Save, now we can choose to connect our candidates to the current opportunity. So basically that means that I've given goingon.com an opportunity, an offer with my recruitment service, and now they have accepted, and I've started to handle and manage the case. And now I want to connect the different candidates that I have up for evaluation with that specific customer. And that's why I've created a box data under opportunities in custom fields called candidates. When clicking it, it's a bit different from the other one, but now we're just going to search for John Smith because he's one of our candidates in the system, and he's perfect for this position. So John Smith, I'm going to choose him. Now you can see I also connected documents as a possible box data because he has a CV on his person's card. In his person's card, sorry, he has a CV uploaded, and actually I want to connect that PDF as well. So I'm able to send that out to my customer saying this is the guy we have in up for option in this situation. We're also going to connect John, of course, and then clicking Save. Going back to the opportunity now, we can see that both his CV and his person in general is connected to the candidate. And so more and more persons will be connected, and in the end you'll have a perfect view and a perfect handling of your candidates towards your different opportunities with your customers when being a recruitment service, as this scenario sets up. If I want to send John's CV, I should just click the small envelope here, and actually now I can choose if I want to send something to John or only his CV, like this. If I click John's name off, uncheck John's name and only his CV, and then clicking send mail to, here we go. I can actually go in now, I have his CV here, and I can actually go in and choose the company owner from goingon.com, selecting the right template and then going as normal. Send the mail, and then he'll get the CV from the specific or the different the various candidates in this opportunity. The last scenario I'm going to show you is how to connect customers and resellers. You can also do that using the relations module in webCRM, but this is also a way to connect customers and resellers customers with in using box data. In this example, we're going to again to goingon.com. Goingon.com in this scenario is a reseller of ours, and we want, actually we know that he has some different customers that he has direct trading with, and we want to connect him to those customers either using relations in webCRM, or in this situation, as I've set up, resellers clients. So basically here I've created a box data that I can use for connecting his customers to his own customer card. So every time I'm at a customer card, or at his customer card, sorry, I can actually see which clients he has a direct trading with, and I can actually see on their customer card as well who their reseller is or resellers are. So what you do with this as well, I have set it up so when you click at it, like the two other times, sorry, you're going to search for a customer, and then let's say that we have this optician services, and now I've only chosen to include the company in this one, and it's resellers customer or resellers lead as the role. Clicking save and going back to the organization, well, now I have a perfect view on the customer card, directly on the customer card, which shows me the resellers clients in this situation. Right. You can use box data in all the different entities of the system, basically. Deliveries, opportunities, activities, meetings, organizations, persons, and so on. It's just about having the idea and the creativity to think how the possible way and setup could be used in the different customer situations that you will meet. Finally, on the front page, when setting all the different box data scenarios up, you can go to the main view of the webCRM system, and then you can click also the box data icon up here, where you can see a complete overview of the different box data that you're going on, which of them are completed, which of them are ongoing, search for headlines, search for different box data setups, and so on.